Okay, good morning. Hope you all had a great weekend and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, those that play uncle, soon to be fathers, and anybody that plays the role of father. Uh, Thank you all for joining this morning. We had a great week last week. We're in the middle, right in the middle of June. Um, Unfortunate events going on around the world, but we are here, we're healthy, and I hope you and your families are doing well. So let's get right into the game plan. Let's talk big picture real quick before we get into the stocks that are spiking on the scan today. All right. So with the tensions in the Middle East, the stocks that took a dive. We saw an immediate reaction to the headlines, and coming into Friday, we talked about it on this call, that our main bias would be we play the inverse game. So, and the inverse game actually really worked out for us today on Friday because it was either stocks were going to turn and we'd be long on certain stocks, or U.S. oil would be rising. Sorry, this was it. It would be the inverse between stocks and oil, right? Stocks and commodities, and energy. So that's what we played. So we actually had a bias that was based on marking up our levels, looking for a play with stocks going long, or the going short, and it was either or, right? So what happened is, as the open, we had quantum jumped a little bit, and stock started to push to the upside. So it was perceived here that we were gonna potentially we may be long on the day, but things turned, and we ended up actually going long on energy on Friday. So if you see here, these names here. So we traded some of these small cap energy companies, and these were in our game plan. We talked about them on Friday. So HUSA, RBNE, these rose significantly on Friday and gave us some really good long plays on Friday. Now, stocks are rebounding from the news. So we see SPYs and the Qs moving higher. So they held pretty well. Even there was a failed long attempt, but they held fairly well. So looks as if the market is becoming complacent with the news. There's a lot of news this weekend. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see how that works out. So if you look at those companies that we went long on last week, they took a dump this morning. HUSA, RBNE, USEG, Energy Corp, right? If you just look at the sector ETF, they were short this week. I'm sorry, this morning. So we'll see what happens. Things can happen in an instant. Okay, so still keeping a watch on those. All right, now with stocks rebounding, we'll be taking a look at the AI and quantum names again. So you'll see names like NVIDIA holding up well, gapped up this morning. PLTR gapped this morning. So that's the early sign for us to look at the tech names in that sector. So we may be going long on those. So what does that mean? We'll be looking at the quantum names, which have been paying us out very well. When they've rallied, been great. They've been great, great to trade, giving us some really good moves. So we'll be looking at the quantum, all of those in that basket, seeing which one is stronger, and if we have a breakout to the upside and more longs. Also, you can look at some of the companies like SoundHound AI and others that are to see if there's volume that comes in, and for them to follow the overall market. NVTS was another one that we were looking at. It's pretty much following NVIDIA. So Applied Digital was one that we have been trading. It was moving well due to its potential deal, or it was a deal that it had, but that one has started to short. So not so much on my radar for longs. But if you're looking for shorts, then this one may be one to take a look at. So, good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you all had a good weekend. As you come in, please smash that like button, and uh, we will continue to get after it day in and day out. Just want to say I appreciate you all for showing up daily, for joining us on these live calls. I think that they have been tremendously beneficial. I've gotten a lot of great feedback about these calls, um, and we will just continue to hammer at it throughout the end of the year, get better and better. I think our stock selection has been incredible. We've been in the right stocks. We have about 3 to 5 plays every day almost, so we're doing well there. If you're seeing the right stocks and you need to work on and you aren't catching everything, that's okay. It starts off with stock selection, and then you move on to execution. Okay, all right. So keeping my eye on oil, gold. Okay, uh, even though these have gapped down, and then the big names like Nvidia, the market drivers. So I have my eye on them as we open up. All right. Now after that secondary, we'll be looking at the scan. So this morning we saw something interesting. I couldn't find a catalyst at all. So this may be some pump and dump. Dawson Geophysical Company. This one rose like 900% this morning. I didn't see a catalyst. Somebody dropped me a comment in the chat if you did, but yeah, I didn't see anything for that one this morning. So we had a few others that popped here. So let's go through. So Stack was another, popped up on the scan, ran a bit, and then that one faded. Then we had Sonim Technologies. This one popped, pulled back, squeezed, and then boom, broke through with on strong volume. That one pulled back to VWAP, so we'll see what happens with that one. A lot of these I didn't see any fresh news, so there could be something happening out there unaware of. But if we see volume, the turnover that we need to see, and order flow, then we're in there regardless. All right, we do have elevated volume on these, so a lot of them have faded from the morning. Sonim hasn't, so we'll see what happens as it pulls back. If it develops consolidation and starts to, we have continued volume. We see the order flow we need to see. Then maybe we will we'll engage it. All right. Just pulling up. For those that are in the live trading group, check out my message in Discord. I actually have to start our live trading call at 9:30, so an hour later. We'll still do our hour together, but I'll have to start it an hour later this morning. All right, I'm just pulling my scan back up real quick. All right, what are y'all looking at? Pretty much the same. How'd y'all do on Friday? So after we had our call, I actually traded I didn't trade RB&E very well. I traded HUSA better, but that one RB&E really ran up a lot more. We talked about SRM already. Oh, we didn't talk about SRM yet. Yeah, so this is another one that popped, pulled back, little consolidation here, micro pullback move to the upside, and then it's shorted off. So we're seeing a lot of that this morning. So there may be a second leg on these, or we may have other names that pop up on the scan. So I'll be stalking the scan and looking at the names that we talked about. I think This one popped up as when I was transitioning to the call. All right, so Saber one. Do you have any news on this? Preliminary agreement with leading European ADS technology provider for sensor fusion collaboration. Okay. I see this company. Okay. What y'all looking at? Y'all are quiet, more quiet this morning than usual. Must be that must be the Monday morning. Yeah, we have just to let you all know, we have an event in Miami in February. It's going to be I'm kind of blown away here by the guests that we uh, that we have with us. All right, so two more that I'm going to talk about. Um, if this is your first time and you may wonder why we're not looking at large and mid cap, primarily most of the people in our community are building their accounts. So on these calls, I focus on more small caps. But if you have a question, I am watching and tracking a lot of the big names like um, Circle Intent Group it's running. A lot of the other larger cap names, um, CoreWeave. I'm tracking all of those as well in game planning. So just ask me a question if you have one. All right. Okay. So SATS. This is one that was on the scan this morning. So it's having a battle with the FCC, and the White House stepped in. So here, EchoStar jumps after report. Trump urged EchoStar FCC chair to cut a deal on Spectrum. Okay. So this one, KTL's going. All right, I'll take a look at that one. But yeah, so this one with Trump stepping in, could have a positive impact on the stock. All right, so definitely throw that one into the game plan. Okay. All right, and then SRPT. I'm just going to mention this one because their drug caused a death. It caused a death. So if you're on the short side, this one is one that it gapped down, and it's likely about to take a beating because of that. So if you're on the short side, that's another one. All right. So yeah, just keep the big picture in mind. And there's a few others that we were tracking, like KLTO, that we traded several days, that I have on the back burner. I'll cover them right now, but I don't want you to become overwhelmed. My core game plan is what I talked about, right? Watching oil and energy, watching quantum and tech, AI. Then I'll just be looking for, names that pop up on the scan. If they're A, if they're B, I'll take them. Any C, I'll leave alone. Okay. All right. Now there's a few names that I'm gonna set alerts on. I'm dropping a video on how I use TradingView. A lot of times y'all see me setting these alarms, using shortcuts, all of that. I'm dropping a video on how I use TradingView. So, but I'm all about speed. So let's see. All right. So KOTO is one that's on the game plan. I didn't have the alarm set. I looked at it this morning. So I appreciate you, Mark. That's the benefit of being in a pod. All right, so let's see what happens. Elevated volume. Let's see if something shapes up for us here. Volume kind of died out. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get a setup. Volume is clearly increasing here. All right. Let's keep an eye on it. right, so yeah, all good. Yeah, KLTO was already on the top of my game plan. I hadn't talked about it. Okay, what else y'all? Okay, can you look at LO? LO. LO. I'm not seeing a ticker for just LO. Are you missing one letter? Yeah, Dominique. Let me know. You may be missing a letter. Maybe missing a letter. All right, here we go. I'm gonna look at the scan real quick. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments. Let me know if you have a comment or a question. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning, Adina, LSE, OP. Oh, okay, yeah. OP. So OP was on the scan. I didn't talk about it this morning because of it pulled back. So we can set alarms. As you all know, sometimes these names can recover VWAP, and we take a launch, right? So I'll drop those. I'll drop alerts there. All right, LSE. Yeah, another energy name, oil field services equipment. We'll see if, look at oil. That's one. When we were on our live trading call the other day, we were watching how oil was moving. So look at oil. Look at how the group of energy companies move. As you see, we're starting to see them rise back up to VWAP, so they may recover. So you can take a look at LSE, okay? UPXI. UPXI. I don't really see anything for me yet on this one. It's in this range and it took a dive. So what could happen is, it could, so here's a daily range right here. Yeah, I just need to see, not much volume on Friday. So if volume comes in, things can change. For me, I don't see anything on it yet. BLT, BATL. Yeah, so this is another one that I didn't cover yet just because it had faded quite a bit. 60% drop after the pop this morning. So you see all these oil companies. It's all, so, understand the overall idea, right? This is idea generation. When you come to these calls, you see how I'm generating ideas, right? So we know that the cost of oil may rise, and production, and those companies, the production of oil, and everything in the chain will be impacted. So if you look at BATL, if it pops and it has its own catalyst on top of what's going on, that can impact the stock and make it more make it higher interest for us. So keep that in mind. So if we end this call and this one starts to run again, even though it's pulled back almost 100% from the open, and it gives you structure, it's following the overall idea, right? So I don't see anything yet. And then Sage also. I was looking at Sage, and Sage, I believe there you go. Sage Therapeutics jumps after Supernus Pharma's buyout offer. Now, the buyout offer here, typically when they do this, they'll state how much they're offering, and almost immediately you'll see that stock jump. And if you don't catch it from the initial jump and it surpasses the amount that they've offered, then that it's already priced in by the time you see it, right? The benefit of getting in that stock early. So if they're going to buy out at 850 and it was 350, we want to get in here because it's almost a guaranteed profit, right? And other people are going to jump in. These algos pick it up just like that. Boom, they see the headline, and algos pick them up. So when you see it do that, you see that jump, and it's a buyout. Typically, they don't run. So you can keep an eye on them, but I haven't discussed it because of that. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me see. Mark can you cover how to refresh the scan on Thinkorswim? The tickers aren't adjusting real time at the end though. Okay. How about we take a look at it at the end of our live trading call, Mark, later on when we do it. I think that'll be better. I have to run one of my children somewhere. That's why I have to start later. So I'm gonna have to run. I won't be able to trade the open. So I'll be starting my trading day just a little bit later. That's why we'll do our call later. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll get to it right after. All right. USEG. Yeah, that one's on the list. So USEG, it also, all of these, HUSA, Icon, these are all up on the scan. RBNE, USEG, these were all on the scan on Friday. And we watched all of them and traded the two that actually that ran the most. So you can keep that one on the list, Mr. Splackaville. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. All right, so let's get to it. Day in and day out, keep showing up. If you're working on stocks, like focus on the skill that is closest to you getting to the next step, right? So just if you don't have stock selection down, hyper focus on that every day. Do your research, do your game plan, find out how I'm picking certain stocks and why I'm picking certain stocks, right? Once you got stock selection down, hyper focus on execution, right? Identifying the right setup. Just hyper focus on that. Block out everything else, right? Nail that to a certain degree, right? Then you move to something else, right? Once you get consistent, if you make $10, if you can make $1, but let's say if you make $10 consistently, that's like the first key. You can make $10 consistently, then all you're gonna do is size up. That's it. So just focus on being able to. You can hit $10 a day, right? In the beginning, just that first $10. You can do that for a month. That's great, huge, because now you have that consistency. Then you just scale that up, and you have to deal with the mental shift of scaling, right? So, don't focus on big profits in the beginning. Everybody's at a different stage. Focus on consistency. That's the most important thing. Then you can replicate. If you can replicate what you're doing day after day, then it's scaling after that. And you're going to see the money, right? So consistency. Follow your process, all right? Let's get it. I will see you all in about an hour. I hope y'all have a great trading day at the open. Support each other. If you're in the Discord, in the trading floor, support each other. Drop what you're looking at. And I will see you guys in a little bit, all right? Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Smash that like button on the way out. Thanks.